journalist, one of the most impressive stories that I've come across was in South Africa. A delightful couple named Joanna and Julian. They were both quite active in the struggle against the apartheid government, which of course was successful. Nelson Mandela was elected president. And after that, they wanted to find a new role for themselves. So they prayed and prayed. They found out that the most violent prison in all of South Africa was just 5 minutes from their home. It was called Pollsmoor Prison, and Nelson Mandela himself had spent 8 years in that prison. The year they found this out, there were 279 acts of violence in that prison. It was ruled by gangs, and you would get into one gang by stabbing or killing even a member of another gang. Joanna and Julian thought, that's not right. That's not God's will being done on earth as it is in heaven. So they started going every day. In fact, 365 days in a row. They went to that prison. They led Bible studies. They had prayer meetings. They had church services. They brought other people in. And the next year, there weren't 279 acts of violence. There were only 2. I had heard about this, and in fact, it was such an impressive transformation, that the BBC, the British Broadcasting Company, sent a camera crew down and did a 1-hour special on Joanna and Julian. And then that was so popular, they did another 1-hour special on Joanna and Julian. And I watched these specials, and finally one day I got to go to South Africa and meet Joanna and Julian. And I said, I watched these specials, and I've seen your story, but I can't figure out what happened in Pollsmoor Prison. And Joanna looked a little puzzled, and she said, well, of course, Philip, God was already present in Pollsmoor Prison. We just had to make him visible. I went to Pollsmoor Prison myself, and I saw some cells where all the people in the cells were Christians. They had praise songs printed all over the walls. One of them said, "Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place." And I realized that was the answer to Joanna's prayer. Joanna had started saying, God, what can I do about this miserable place, this place where your will isn't being done? And God said, well, just go. Go every day and do what you can. And through Joanna, God established his visible presence in Pollsmoor Prison. That's what we're asked to do. There is a time for us, of course, to pray, to pray sometimes for a long time, to ask, to seek, to knock. Jesus said, don't give up. Keep going. Keep going. And then there comes a time when that angle of repose changes and the rock starts sliding, the avalanche starts moving, and the stream of God's work on earth gets done. I want to be part of that avalanche. Prayer is the way that helps me understand what God wants to do on this earth and what my part is in helping accomplish that.